Raichi, Baimo, and Nobunga are the only 3 male characters in the whole of Strinova, and it's always been a thing that could put players off the game because of that, and in the last year or so, it's almost perfectly clear that iDreamSky are solely focusing on female agents, with almost no skins and fan art with them. It's pretty obvious that they just want to cater to the male fan base, and I believe that it will slowly kill this game if it keeps up. But why is this the case, and what has caused this, and will Dreamsky be making changes? That's what we're going to be talking about in this video, but before we get into it, I just wanted to let you guys know that I have been doing streams on Strinova a few days each week on Twitch, and the gameplay is literally right on the screen right now. So if you can, after this video, go over there, hop on there, and go follow. And yeah, anyway, enough yapping from me, let's get into it. Now, if we take a look at Strinova and the characters, we can see that there is a lot of female characters. And I have already mentioned this in other videos, but there is currently 20 female and 3 male characters in the game. And if you want to consider Outbreak, then there is a few, but they are like literally just monsters, to be honest. So we won't even count them. You see what I mean, though? There is a lot of female characters, and that obviously leads to people to believe that the game is literally just goon central. And yeah, it definitely has some strange people, but to be fair, for the most part, there is some normal players. But yeah. Also means that the character skins are plentiful, and don't get me wrong, there is some good skins for the male characters, but the thing that's just triggering for me is the legendaries. Like, you know, Raichi could really do with one. You know, he's a popular agent, but no, Strinova's like, no, we can't do that, let's give Celestia and Michelle and a second legendary. And, you know, even Ming gets a second legendary as well, just recently. And it's just mental to me that this is happening, but it's also really not surprising at the same time if you count in for the fact that Michelle has kind of turned into like Strinova's poster character, with it just having a ton of epic skins, like a ton, like, and with it even being the first to get a second legendary to even IRL stuff. And it makes money, like a serious amount of money. I would imagine just looking at the amount of people in games with skins just shows it sells like hotcakes. And it's probably another reason why they're doubling down on it. But it also kind of hurts to me, at least to a point anyway, because the game might as well be renamed. If we're going to have like 2 male characters and only female, we might as well call this like Waifu Nova. Like, it honestly annoys a lot of players because people want to play male characters as well. It's not just people want to play female. They want the male characters to kind of serve a purpose. And, you know, some whales in the game will still spend money and their entire like fortune just trying to get the legendary skins for the certain characters, especially the male characters as well. And I just find it funny, to be honest. It's like a great game, but then when you see releases of loads of new female skins, it gets to a point where it's just honestly too much. And that's what I feel like it's hitting now with, what, CL being the last agent. We had Chio, we had Yuguri as well. Like, there's a lot of them. This was meant to be an anime game, and you would have imagined that there would have been at least a slight even split of characters, but no. It's pretty obvious that the direction the game's going in, though, and it would be funny if, like, say, in the next few months we do get a male character, then that would kind of shock me, but I do feel like it's going to be like this for a while, and it's actively creating some weird stuff in the game at the moment. Moderation is at an all-time low, with names like Wet Yvette and Kanami. Moderation is an all-time low, with names like Wet Yvette and Kanami. But I can't say it in-game. Damn. Like, how does that make sense? That's just utter BS. And obviously, you know, all chat being absolutely wild, but I've played this game for like a year now, and that's never getting fixed. And if the people making these weird-ass roleplays are actually being serious, then I feel like there's hard drives, you know, need looking through, because that's just really odd. It's just becoming a worse and worse problem as it goes on. I feel like it's kind of putting off newer players. But obviously that's for a new video, like another video, and we won't really dive into it much more, but I just feel like it's kind of putting off newer players in that aspect. The game seems to be prioritizing making the sexiest outfits that players will be watering out of the mouth for, over fixing the core game mechanics, like matchmaking, and this direction is kind of not really going to help the game long term, and it just makes it hard to recommend to new players, especially when they see images like this, you know, and they just see characters like this. It just, I don't know, it just really puts off people when you're trying to recommend the game to them to at least play. Even I've been finding it difficult to try and get like multiple people to play on it at the same time, and it's a difficult situation, especially with the amount of games there is at the moment. And, you know, seeing Strinova, it's like, it's just another one of them, really. But there is ways that they could fix it. I feel like just one patch where they would focus on fixing the matchmaking for starters would be a great idea. A good start, actually. Just imagine you can go into a game and actually have players of your own rank. Like, that would actually be really nice. Maybe actually fixing players AFKing and leaving games and punishing putting them in a proper queue of other AFKers. I know this is a long shot because of the players, but like the players that play the game, but it would fix the reputation system at least a little bit. And filtering out less words as well, and also fixing global chat, because it's an absolute hellhole at the moment, and it has been for like probably about a year now. I'd say it needs fixing. Like global chat does need fixing, and I feel like that would also sort out a major problem with people just feeling like, what the hell is going on? Like it's just weird. Like nobody wants to see it. That would fix a major problem with it. Adding a new male character would actually be a breath of fresh air as well, to be honest. And I think that's another good idea that they should go and add at some point, instead of just adding a new bundle and skins every few weeks. But let's be real, it's probably not going to happen, especially the male character one. It's not going to happen for a while. I doubt global chat's going to get fixed because they haven't barely work on global anyway. So at this point, I'm basically just yapping. One last thing I wanted to talk about is the design of some of the skins. Some of them actually look quite nice. Meredith's legendary skin, for example, is pretty good if you ignore the fact that about 90% of the cutscene is literally straight ass. I'm not even going to question the reasoning behind that decision. For some of the characters, though, the designs are very revealing. At this point, you kind of have to expect it from games like this, though there is quite a lot of games that are very similar. Personally, I don't really pay too much attention to it anymore, though, but it do be getting a bit crazy sometimes when you get knocked, and it's like, yeah. But it's still obvious what the game is trying to do. By now, we all know that a lot of the skins are designed mainly to appeal to a male audience, and that's something I don't really like about the game. I kind of wish the designs were more balanced, or like focused more on like creativity rather than just being revealing for the sake of being revealing. And I'm talking about Strinova here, but it's something you would see in a lot of other games like this. But this direction of Strinova is not looking too great, but it also doesn't look bleak. The gameplay is still fun, you know, there's just a major problem with fan service, which I guess we should have come to expect now with all of these gacha games coming out around now as well. There's quite a lot of them. You probably already played one of them, let's be real. But anyways, let me know what you guys think of Strinova at the moment. Do you feel that there is, like, too much fan service, or do you guys think that there should be more male characters, or maybe even believe that there is enough fan service? Let me know down below, and I'll be sure to reply to them all. Be sure to check out my other Strinova videos I've got coming, so be sure to check them out, and I will see you guys next week for another video. Bye bye!